massively bad. Hi, Uninsured Rabu, Demon Shadow 88, Kazu, and that black guy. No, that black cosplayer. Couple people. First of all, this is a video for Facebook Kamen Riders. Mostly, people were trying to figure out what's the best way to mod a Kamen Rider belt, the actual belt part of the Kamen Rider belt, because not everybody has a child-sized waist, unlike me. Kiva belt. Out the box. On most days I can wear this right out the box. And today is still days I can wear it right out the box. Be angry, quite frankly, I'm not happy with the way that my waist is. But anyway, like I said, this is for all the people on Facebook Kamen Riders trying to figure out a way to mod their belt. First of all, if you see me look towards my right, my computer is over here down. I gotta make sure the video is still running, because sometimes if it says no volume, it'll cut off. So now, first, the way that I do my belts, the first way that I did it was all one long piece. Now it's one long piece extendable. That I do it, a couple things that I use: roll of nylon. It's like 5 feet of nylon, and slider pieces. The hook slider piece and then a straight one to connect two pieces. And also I use a machine. If you can't use a sewing machine, hand straight needles work, but sewing machine. And since I'm using red nylon, I'm using red thread. Quite frankly, the color of the bobbin, if you use a sewing machine, doesn't matter, because it's just to make sure it stays in one piece. So where I get my nylon from, even though I don't want to say it, but this is going to help a lot of people out, because it's actually pretty cheap. I get my nylon from Strapworks. I'll put a link in the description at the bottom when I'm done. But like I said, Strapworks. They make it in, this is the like stitch nylon. They make it in multiple colors, because I got red, black, gray, and then that very favorite color for the Son Goku driver, bright neon yellow. I actually found this one on Surprise, and I was happy for it. And I have, well, 2 different color grays. If you're getting it for a belt, buy 1.5 inches, because 1 inch is too small, 2 inches is too wide. Literally 1.5 inches is literally right there at it. It's like off by a little bit, but for the most part, it's about there. And you can ask a couple people on Facebook Kamen Riders, like one of the admins. Actually, if you ask 2 of the admins for Toku Generation, they'll tell you, because I've modded their belts. The total number of belts that I've modded is, I've modded a drive belt for my wife, I've modded 2 Ixa belts, a Son Goku driver, a Wind driver, and a Beast driver. Those are the ones that I've modded so far, because I actually plan on modding the Kiva belt, because this is actually part 1 of a 2-part video for the Kiva belt. Because technically the Kiva belt is my wife, but if I'm doing something dealing with Kiva and I want to wear it, I can still wear it. But, okay, let's get started. First, take your nylon. You might want to cut like that much off. Don't cut off too much, because you need it for the slider piece. You need it for the straight slider piece. Because it's, when you're done, you're going to connect it to the belt clips. And you need to be able to connect it to the belt clips. Come in some, because my camera sitting on top of my sewing. So when you get it, you just put it in, and you get it to a point where you know it's going to clear the sewing machine. You just run it under it a couple times and go from there. This is actually an embroidery sewing machine. Any sewing machine will work. This is just the one that I have on hand. This is also one that doesn't belong to me. Mine needs to be fixed, but it's not going anywhere. I'm going to point out this is the second time I've made a belt this way, only because the other times it's been one long straight piece of nylon. Found out that this way was easier. Oh, and also I've done a meteor and a double driver. Point out about the double driver, if you're doing the double driver or an Ixa driver, there's a different way that you got to do it, because those have hinge pins. You have to like fold this over and sew it and then cut it, since the hinge pins are very, very finicky. And when I mean very finicky, I mean very finicky. Now, back to the belt. Just take here, loop around, loop it back through, and hold it tight. If you are not like, okay, I buy technically more than I need of nylon, because you can always trim it off, use it for something else. But I buy a lot because, well, I'm getting my wife in Rider. She's watched Kiva. She's finished double. Let's see. She's done Kiva, Decay, double. She technically started on O's, but this was years ago. This was like a year or so ago. She's trying to catch back up in Gaim, because we started it together and I decided to go ahead of her. I got in trouble for that one. But right now we're in Drive, and being that said, Drive is her current series, and she is actually, we're almost done, because Drive is ending soon. But one of her cosplays involves the Drive belt, so need that. I wear it to do review videos. Haven't done it yet because Kiva's first. Pardon me. You don't have to use a sewing machine. Like I said, this is so much easier than hand stitching. Because if you use hand stitching, you would need a pair of pliers, at least. And so, what you do, just take the other end. Also, you need a lighter to burn these ends, but do that when you're done, so you're not sticking your work to your work. There's nothing worse than sticking yourself to your work. Loop it through. Loop that back through, and loop back through here. And you now have a sliding belt for your driver. Actually, I need to switch that around, because pay attention to what you're doing, actually, because I just put it in backwards. And my wife's over there in the corner trying not to laugh at me while I'm doing this. And I say trying because I'm looking at her and she's making her face. she doesn't like being on camera with any of my review videos and whatnot. And I understand, because there are people who actually just physically can't be in front of people, even if they're on a camera. So, here's your belt. In all honesty, surprisingly enough, this took less time than me trying to do it the first time. Because the first time I did this, I have a template, a guitar strap, that I sat here for about 5 minutes trying to figure out how it was supposed to work. And when I finally got it, I figured it out. And this is the first time I've done this without looking at it. So, yay me. I hate flies. And so, this is going to be the belt for the Kiva driver, or Kiva belt. And so, stay tuned for that.